talk, we can also go through our comment sections and we'll see if there's any other questions from our viewers and listeners. Okay, Mr. Jet? Okay.
Yeah.
So just we start with our first question. So as we know, Lebanon is one of the most highest country hosting the refugees around the Arab country, which mainly consists of the Palestinians and Syrians. So
Yes.
there are about 1.7 million people registered refugees there. Is it correct? Mm-hmm.
Yes.
So, however, the population in Lebanon itself is 6.8 million, which falls 20% out of the Lebanon total population. So, how are the
Yeah.
Lebanese people seeing this situation and are actually holding up to this number of refugees coming?
Inshallah.
So,
Bismillah
okay.
ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Wanna say anything else? Okay, can I
Sorry?
start?
Yes, you can start.
Okay, I figure, yeah. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. السلام عليكم sister, السلام عليكم brother Alom and everyone who's following us now in GPM line. First, I want to give you a brief about Lebanon. Lebanon is a small country. It's about 10,000 kilometers square, maybe smaller than Kuala Lumpur, I think. About population of Lebanon, I don't know if it's 6.8, maybe less than that. Maybe 6.8 with Lebanese living outside Lebanon. Because in Lebanon, the population, I think if you want to divide it by each religion, we have Christian about 1 million point 3. We have Shia about 1 million also point 3, and Sunnah 1 million point 3, and we have 500,000 Durzi. This is the most religion in Lebanon. And we have about 500,000 Palestinian refugees and 1 million Syrian refugees. So this is the population now in Lebanon. So before, when we start ACA, means Awareness and Conciliation Association, it start relief in 1982 when Israel attacked Lebanon in 1982. We start our programs here in Lebanon by helping people, the one who run away from the attack. And we got our license in 1994. So it's a long distance to get our license here in Lebanon. We start our relief to Lebanese people, the one who run away from Israeli attack, and to the Palestinian people who run away also from Israeli attack and to come to our area. Until 10 years ago, I think, 2011, the crisis of Syrian start. More than 1.5 million people run away to Lebanon from the border country, because before the crisis, Lebanon and Syria has no border. You can enter Syria with only your ID, without passport. It's like an open country. So when the crisis starts, Syrian refugees live besides the border. They run away to Lebanon. A big numbers. In the first of the crisis, we can give them support because the numbers were little not to compare to these numbers a day. So we start, me, for example, as an imam, we start to combine donation in the mosque, in neighborhood. Everyone who have extra money, extra clothes, extra blankets, he donated for the Syrian refugees. But people in Lebanon can afford that maybe for 1 year, 2 years. But for 10 years now, I think we start to feel that Lebanese people start to get noisy from Syrian refugees. So that's why we start to look for a solution for the refugees, because Lebanese people do not give any money anymore for Syrian refugees. That's how we, for example, we go to Malaysia, we visit GPM, and we told them that we need your support here in Lebanon, and that's how their donation came here to Lebanon, to us, and to help Syrian refugees. So you ask me how we manage that big number of refugees. I think by international NGOs. Yeah, because our government don't want to support Syrian refugees. You know, we have a lot of party in Lebanon. One of them is Hezbollah, who control Lebanon actually, and Hezbollah is against Syrian refugees. Actually, he's the one who's killing them in Syria. He will never support them here in Lebanon. So without supporting from outside, from international NGOs, Syrian refugees in Lebanon cannot survive.
Okay, I see. So without the help of other NGOs, then it will be very difficult for us to actually support these refugees, right? So then how about agencies like the intergovernmentals, like maybe UNHCR or other intergovernmental agencies? Like for like BPM, it's like a non-governmental agencies, right? So how about like these? Are they providing any supports or any aids to people?
Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. From the first visit that we visit, the first day we visit Malaysia, and we knock the door of the international NGOs who want to support the Syrian refugees. GPM was the first who give us this supportation. They help us with a lot of programs, food program divided with food parcel or hot meal, and also education programs. The last projects with us, GPM, support the mosque in Arsal. In Arsal, it's a country, it's a border country with Syria. It's contain more than 150 big camps actually, a big number of refugees over there. When you go visit the camps, there's no place to pray. So GPM supported this mosque over there for them. At least they can pray safely and comfortably. Yeah. And I told you before that they have educational programs. Inshallah, also one of the programs we are aiming to is to find a school, to build a school in Arsal, inshallah. And the continuous program of relief, we have Ramadan programs, we have next month, inshallah, we have the Qurban projects.
Yes.
Yeah, each year, alhamdulillah, each year GPM supported Syrian refugees with a big number of Qurban, alhamdulillah. So yeah, we have continuous relationship between us and GPM in relieving Syrian refugees here in Lebanon.
Okay, I understand. Thank you, Mr. Yap. So now we're back to our second panelist because just now we have some technical problem. So Assalamualaikum, Mr. Alom, Mohammed Alom. So how are you? Can you hear us clearly? Assalamualaikum, Mr. Mohammed Alom. Can you hear us clearly?
Like I think Alom is his line is not clear, so that's why. Yeah, I'm here. I'm here to back up him actually.
Okay. Okay. So maybe we can start. So let's just have a brief introduction of Mr. Mohammed Alom. Okay. So Mr. Mohammed Alom is one of the matriculated students. He passed the matriculation in 2013-2014 in Myanmar. And since 2017, he has been staying in the world's largest refugee camp in Bangladesh as a humanitarian worker. So I'm sorry. So Mr. Farouk, can you? So you're representing Mr. Alom?
Yep.
Okay, sure. So then maybe you can introduce yourself to us first, to our viewers and our listeners.
Okay, hi, assalamualaikum. So, okay, this is Mohammed Farooq. Basically, I am a Rohingya refugee. So, currently, I'm staying in Malaysia. I was born in Rohingya refugee camp in Bangladesh in 1995, and I finished my secondary school in Bangladesh, and I studied in University of Nottingham in Malaysia as well on international relation. And currently I'm working as a community worker, and also like I'm engaged helping to the needy peoples and working with GPM as well to help to find out the neediest people. So mostly, yes, today I'm here to represent Mohammed Alom as his line is not clear, and he's staying in the largest refugee camp where they don't have electricity, they don't have good internet connection. So Mr. Alam, he went 1 kilometer far away from his house to be online, but unfortunately, like there is not electricity, so that's why he is unable to be online with us.
And so can we understand? So clearly he has no electricity, so it's very poor connection. Okay, so we have settled with our first question with Mr. Ziad. So I would like to ask you for our first question. So at the Mutapalong refugee camp in Cox's Bazar, known as the world's largest refugees camp with populations of approximately 860,000 people out of 1.1 million refugees in Bangladesh. So how does the Bangladeshi government sees on this matter? And in your opinions, what are and how many are the agencies providing help to these refugees continuity? So you can just briefly give us your opinions or your perspective on it.
Okay, sure. So basically, like regarding Rohingya refugee camp in Bangladesh is like the world largest refugee camp around. A lot of refugees, but Bangladesh is a small country, but it has a big population. So even we really thankful to Bangladesh government as they provide us a place to stay. Even though they don't have a place, even though their place is quite small, but at least being human by seeing humanity, by showing their humanity, they provide us a place to stay there. So we really thankful for that that one. So currently, like Bangladesh government is thinking regarding the repatriation Rohingya refugees sent back to Myanmar. So the Bangladesh recently, the Bangladesh Foreign Minister Abu Kalam Azad, and he discussed with the foreign United Nations with the UNHCR representatives regarding the repatriation, and they don't want refugees to stay more times in Bangladesh. That's why they are also looking to find out the solution for the refugees in Bangladesh. And regarding the agencies, yeah, there are a lot of agencies that are working with refugees in Bangladesh, but some people are only getting help from them, but not everyone. There are 32 camps in Bangladesh, and like there are the refugees are staying in the not nearest the refugees who are staying nearby a street only, they are getting help from the agencies, but those who are staying inside, they are not getting anything. So our Rohingya Youth Development Forum is basically working to find out the really needy people, and they're helping them. Basically, what we are doing in refugee camps, we are running a madrasa and one school, academic school, and we do have more than 10 volunteers, 10 representatives in Bangladesh refugee camp. So recently, also like in February and March, there are like a sudden fire blast happened in 2 camps. One is in Nayapara and another one was in Balokali. So as urgency, we got help from GPM, Global Peace Malaysia. So through Global Peace Malaysia, we sent emergency aid for them. More than 3,000 to 4,000 people got received aid from through GPM. So we're really thankful for that. And regarding NGOs, the NGO, the agency, they're only good with those people who are in good connection with them, who are in good relationship with them. But the other people who really doesn't know that how to express their feelings, how they need to get, how they need to ask them to get help, they are not caring about that. They are always like misbehaving with the refugees as by saying that, hey, you are from Myanmar, like don't talk too much, just take what we are giving to you. So be in a refugee, they need to like respect each other as they are working by agencies, and they as they are working as a humanitarian worker. They need to show sympathy.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that's the like most hardest things that happening, and most of the like the local NGOs that working in Bangladesh refugee camps. I'm really sorry to say that because that is really truth. Um, sometimes they add like something bad sexual services from girls or whatever.
Yeah,
So
that's
it's really like, yeah, being a refugee. No one willing to be a refugee in their life. No, but the situation make us a refugee. Being a refugee, I know the situation of refugee because since I was born to till now, I'm still a refugee. I don't know where's my future. I don't know where's my younger brother's future. So that's why what we are doing is we are motivating more youths towards our Rohingya to get durable solution that we can go back to our country with a great solution.
so
Thank you.
so thank you. So thank you, Mr. Faro. So actually, the hard truth is the refugees are still facing the sexual abuse, the trafficking, and everything, right? So basically, they are
Yeah.
still facing the discrimination, what we call the crimes against humanity, right? Okay,
Yeah.
so I
If
think
you like as we are in life, if we do anyone have questions regarding that, or if you're really looking for like okay a proof that yes we do have and we can give you that, like you can they may contact with them directly and they may ask as well. So we do have that kind of proof. Yeah.
yes, sure. So for us also to our viewers, if you have any questions, you can just type it on the comment section and we can just assist you with the questions. Huh? Okay, so maybe we can move on to our next question, Mr. Ziad. I will start first. I'll start first with Mr. Ziad. So, as you know that ACA has been one of the main key players in Lebanon in assisting refugees since many years back. So, ACA also has been the partner for DPM in Lebanon since 2014. So, may we know what drives ACA to keep on helping these refugees and what are the obstacles in helping these refugees? So, if you
Yeah.
may, please, Ziad.
Okay, I want to start with the obstacles because,
Sure.
yeah, because I told you before that our government is not helpful with the, this file. I mean, Syrian refugees, because they are against them and they told the Syrian refugees that they are not welcomed here in Lebanon, but they don't have any place else to go. So they have to stay here. So our government is not helpful. So this is the biggest obstacles we are facing. And also, from 2 years ago till now, we don't have government because there's no prime minister. It's empty place now. So we have politic problem, and this politic problem caused us big damage with the economic situation here in Lebanon. Now our currency, according to the dollars, equal each $1 cost 15,000 Lebanese lira. This is a big loss for us, As I told you before, we cannot find fuel, we cannot find food. Everything is going bad. That's to Lebanese people. How, imagine now, how is the Syrian refugees facing that? Even Lebanese people cannot afford now the life here in Lebanon. Everything is very expensive. So Syrian refugees also now in disaster situation. So first obstacles, I told you, our government against the refugees. Second, the obstacles, we don't have government, so our currency is too low according to dollar, so we have bad economy situation. So to face that economy problem and government, we have to act as ACA. We have to act quickly in Lebanon. So that's why we put our we move our responsibility now to the outward, to the international NGOs, because Lebanon cannot survive by himself, and even Lebanese people now cannot afford their simple life. So now, if anyone was before that giving donation for Syrian refugees, is stopped now. So now it's urgent for them to depend on Allah first, and then international NGOs like GPM and other NGOs here in Lebanon. So our main work now is to find international NGOs to be a partner with them, so we can do the work for them here in Lebanon. So these obstacles give us a big push to move outside Lebanon, so we can find the donors outside Lebanon. How we are facing the problem now. I hope you get it, inshallah.
So basically, the Lebanon people are also facing difficulties. So
Yeah.
clearly, the Syrian refugees are also facing larger difficulties, bigger difficulties, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
I want you to imagine if any Lebanese people, before that, if his salary is $1,000, now his salary is $100. That's the big difference. You have to multiply by 10. So a big difference by currency in Lebanon. So that's for Lebanese people. So Syrian refugees now is affected more than that. Yeah.
Yeah, affected more, right? Okay. So I'll just check through the comment section. So we have any question? Okay. Okay. Thank you, Mr. Ziyad, for your answer. So maybe we can go to Mr. Farouk for our next question as well. Okay. So for the Rohingya Youth Development Forum has been one of the organizations helping the Rohingya youth in developing their new life. So what are the obstacles in developing them, and what makes your organization wanted to do this initiative?
Okay, thank you. Basically, Rohingya Youth Development Forum was formed by some of Rohingya youths in Israel with a view to promote the young generation of the ethnic Rohingya in order to avail in democracy movement and human rights activities together with other ethnic nationalities youth groups of Burma that only strengthened the Burmese democracy movement to end all kind of dictatorship and military rules in the country. So it's a grassroots and civil society organization of the Rohingya from Arkan state, so which has been working shoulder to shoulder with other Burmese opposition groups to restore democracy and human rights, to establish peace, justice, and tranquility as well. So, regarding obstacles. So as in this world now, the world is moving forward through youth. So
Yes.
as an example, youth are the flower for our country, because the youths are representing their own country in developing economic sector, like in every ways. So that's why we thought, as we at least we don't have we being educated, like we planned out something that okay, we need to motivate our young generations, because if we don't motivate them, they won't learn anything, they can't do anything, and they won't be able to find out their solution, what they need to do. So through promoting by joining like our teams, to motivating them, providing awareness classes. So we are aiming more youths to come, to bring them in a section which can fight together to find out the solution and can make a strong solution to take back our rights from the Myanmar government. So, like Leganing as is a leading youth group, and also we do have like we need to extend knowledge to the Arkanis youths and students communities about democracy, human rights of the people, to motivate their effective participation in democracy movement, to create mass awarenesses of the youth community for the service of humanity and pastoral resource management. So to cooperate all works of youths for their education, to make a viable community to face all kind of challenges. So yeah, it's this is the opticals that to develop our organization, to take the initiative, to move it to moving forward, to bring them in front, to play the role to get human rights.
Okay, so basically the youth have to play their rights, their roles in promoting the human rights, right? Human rights.
Yeah.
Okay. So maybe I can just go through this one. Okay. So other than that, actually I have one question also in regards to youth. So in promoting the awareness towards this Rohingya, what are the initiatives that the youth should use in promoting the awareness about the Rohingya community, the Rohingya peoples? So what are the
So
initiatives that they can do as the youth?
okay, as a youth, the initiatives are like, yes, we do have we need to currently we do have 10 representatives in camps. So basically, the Rohingya Youth Development Forum is not only like working in Bangladesh, so it's working in Malaysia as well. It's working globally. So we do have training session on community building and a capacity building. So like yeah, as we have team. So in 32 camps, we will create 32 teams. So that's why we are in finding of 32 representatives who are more stronger, who may become a good trainer to motivate others. So first we will train them, then secondly we will assign them in each camp. From each camp we will find out the youth generation, youths from each camp. Then we will create awarenesses and like monthly meeting, then motivation program in this like, so we will show them the history of like other who has inspired that through through doing those kind of like awarenesses. Yeah, those are the most important initiative for us to take in future.
Okay, understand. So we have already the module on how to develop this youth. Okay.
And
So
we do have like adult classes as well as our because as education is very less in our community, so which is the whole now. So that's why we have also like we took another step to create more schools as privately, because we don't have funds, we don't have like other things. So we from our own will be offering free tuition classes to the students that can come forward, and we'll teach them.
okay, understand. Thank you, Mr. Farouk. Okay,
Welcome.
so maybe we can move on to our quick questions to Mr. Ziad. So Mr. Ziad, this is more like personal questions. So as one of the humanitarian workers working with the refugees daily, can you share your most unforgettable memories with them and the most difficult situation you have ever helped with them? So the floor is yours.
Yes, it's a difficult question actually. You don't know what to choose actually, because
Okay.
talking about any situation, it's not like living a when you live live inside the situation or inside the tragedy, it's gonna be different, more different. So most or one of I'm gonna talk in general, not in a specific situation, because the biggest problem we are facing now in the refugees camps in Lebanon for Syrian refugees is the, let's talk about children, because I'm sure there's no one is starving, no one is dying because of hungry. Everyone can eat at anything. He can find just bread and eat it, and he will survive. But when we talk about the next generation, that those children now who's been 10 years ago in living in a camp with no education, with no manner, because they are very needy, and when you are in need, that make you do a lot of bad things. Maybe it encourage you to steal, to do a lot of bad manners, even a lot of crimes happen here in Lebanon from Syrian refugees because they are not educated well. When you go to their society and you encourage them to go to school, okay, they send their children until the age of 12 years. When they are 12, okay, before that they can go to school. After 12, the boy, he have to go and to find a job so he can earn some money and help his parents. And the girl, I think it's time for her to start to look for a husband. That's the society inside the camps. This is very tragedy. So I don't see any future for them if they're gonna still living inside the camps and they are surrounded by army, because living in a camp it's not open. Anyone, maybe a lot of GPM members knew that whenever they go to Arsal camps, you need permission to get inside, and even Syrian refugees, they cannot go outside until they get permission, and if they have to go back to their camps also they need permission. It's very difficult for them, so they prefer not to go out. So they as if they living in a closed area. They don't have a lot of attaching with another people outside. So their culture is dying slowly. Have no education because they don't care about education. In their society, they just looking, okay, we want to survive. We need food. We need to drink pure water. We need activities for children. After that, when you talk to them about learning and to go to high school, no, we don't need to high school. Let them go to work, agriculture, anything, just to bring us money. So when you talk about that, this is my memory, my own attachment with them. Those children make you cry. Yeah, there's no future for them. Yeah, this is one of my experience, and also the medical issue. We have a lot of people have a problem, medical problem. They cannot afford their treatment. And when I talk also about children, maybe if you see a man or a big woman is suffering from pain, it's not like seeing a little children suffering from pain. Look, suffering from pain, and you cannot give anything for them, any support, because medical treatment in Lebanon is very expensive. Even us, we cannot afford it. So we go there and try to help them, try to look in their eyes, wipe their give even a little hope that inshallah, we'll find the treatment for you. Sometimes we give them treatment if it's our ability, and sometimes, most of the times, we cannot afford it. So most of the children talk to us, are you really want to help us? Because a lot of NGOs came here and they said to us, "We will help you," and they never get back. So this words when it comes from little child to use that you as if she knew that you will never come back. This affected you a lot. So as I told you, we have education problem with children and also the medical problem with them also. So those two problems, when you live it with camps, I don't know, you don't have the word to explain it. Yeah.
So yes, the when you say their culture is slowly dying, right? So if we put up our places in their shoes, probably we won't be able to even we wouldn't be able to bear the responsibilities, the situations, the emotions that they are actually facing, especially the children. Because for me as a grown up, it's like, oh, like my family's getting carried on anything, so I'll be probably very sad. But looking at their current situation, their situations is probably worse than what we are facing. Okay, thank you. And yeah, so before we continue to Mr. Paro, like let me just introduce. We have another panel with Mr. Alom. You were having technical difficulties just now. So Mr. Alom, can you please just give us the now? Hello?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you clearly.
Yeah, sorry, Assalamualaikum. Sorry, I didn't get your point. What you like to say me? Please let me again. Can you say again?
Sure. Can you please like introduce yourself, like your name and where are you from?
Okay, but I got it.
Yes, and how is your situation then?
Okay, let me start. Assalamualaikum, everyone. It is me, Mohammed Alom, one of the Rohingya youth living in the world largest refugee camp. One of the largest refugee camp of Bangladesh, supporting my broken community as a human worker, history researcher, and freelancer through Rohingya Youth Development Forum and international organization. Today is World Refugee Day, a time to honor the courage and contributions of the millions of the people around the world forced to flee violence and persecutions. I am very pleased to share the day with you and the million of under UNHCR supporters around the world. And also, I am very thankful to the Global Peace Mission Malaysia for giving me this opportunity to raise my voice among 1 million 1 million victimized refugees. Thank you. This, no, I'm currently staying in the Bangladesh refugee camp.
Okay. Okay, thank you, Mr. Alom. So now we're back to Mr. Paro again.
Okay.
Mr. Paro, I will ask you 3 questions. So as someone who has been dealing with the Rohingya as a direct community. So what are the most unforgettable memories for you, and what are the most difficulties that you have been dealing with?
Okay, thank you for the question. Yes, so regarding actually I faced a lot of problems during humanitarian work, and so since the age of 8 years, I have started working as a volunteer. So when it was in Bangladesh refugee camp while when I was 10 years old, there was a lady who was pregnant. She doesn't have anyone to support her, and she was walking along to the medical. She was working while she was working to the medical, like on the halfway, she fell down and she was like she fell asleep there. That time, yeah, I was walking by. Then I heard like I heard that while she was shouting. I said, hey, let's see what happened. And that time, like she was crying, and at that time she was bleeding. So that's the most like memorable things that I remembered during my community work as a community worker. At that time, like yes, I was too small at that time. I can't really like carry her because she's very heavy. That time, like I was shouting like, please, hey, is there anyone like please help? I was shouting around. And then secondly, yes, there was some other two boys came out during that time, and like then we took her to the hospital. So like then doctor said, if you bring her 20 minutes later, she may die. So like yeah, I said like yeah, thanks Allah for giving me such kind of opportunities. And the second thing is that yeah, same thing regarding the pregnancy in Malaysia. So which was last year only. So she was unable to pay her to pay to the hospital while she was new delivered her child. At that time, her husband was in prison. She doesn't have anyone to support her. So one of my friends, he called me, and then like I was thinking, I said like, oh my God, where I'll find like what should I do now? At that time, I directly called to Abang Fahmi, so who's a chief executive officer of Global Peace Malaysia. Then I explained him, and as urgency, he paid for that baby. So which is like as an example of saving lives. Allah sent him kind of people with kind-hearted, good-hearted. As emergency, he also helped me a lot, like for my own mom, while my mom was operating in Bangladesh refugee camp. So I'm really thankful for that. So this too was my most memorable stuff during my humanitarian work in my community.
So when you're dealing with life, and probably the most unforgettable memory for me also, I've been going through a few things that you have to actually play with uh, the life of a people, and is my unforgettable memories as well. So actually I have to take one question actually. So can you please also explain about your life in Malaysia? Like how are you? Are you dealing in Malaysia? So,
Yeah, in Malaysia, yeah, it was like as a first when I arrived, like I was arrived in Malaysia in 2014. So like in 2015, I started work with UNICEF as an interpreter. Then I worked with Dignity School as a community welfare officer. And yeah, I have been like so I was the president of the Youth Development Forum, and so mostly we are engaged with the KBS, Malaysian Youth Ministry. So like during 2015, we had a meeting in combined with like Ministry of Youth when Khairi Jamaluddin was a youth minister. So that time me, KJ, and like Fahmi, who was chief executive officer of GPM. So we had a meeting together, like to help to the Rohingya youth in Malaysia to bring forward to motivate them by giving a training session to community building and capacity building. So that way, like yeah, we don't have such other sports and a lot of things. So because why we did that, uh, like most of the youth that who are in Malaysia. So like as we are not allowed to work in Malaysia, being a refugee, legally we can't work. But there are people that working, of course, because we need to survive. If we can't survive, then we can't pay house rental. We don't know how to eat. So during the pandemic situations, I really like face lots of problems So during that time, yes, GPM Global Peace Malaysia is the one NGO who really come forward to help the needy. So GPM is an NGO that not only helping in Malaysia, so it's helping like around the world. So whenever is there like any emergency aids required, GPM is the like for me, I personally GPM witness that GPM is the first one that who really like come forward first. Then yeah, in Malaysia, still like of course as you know very well the cricket situation of refugees in Malaysia now. So it's really like quite critical. And inshallah, we on behalf of Rohingya community, terima kasih pada rakyat Malaysia dan untuk membantu kami masa yang perlu bantuan. So like of course not only this time, they are like always like being brothers and sisters. They are always like coming forward to help us. And may Allah bless all of you. And we really like thankful. So I think thank you is not enough for you for Malaysian people. So we need to say a lot of things, but we don't know. Like we really appreciate of your help. So I know like yes, it's something that sometimes all people are not same. So sometimes mistake may happen because people miss mistake. So that's why if we did any mistakes, we really like we say sorry to you to all of the Malaysian people. Minta maaf pada kita orang sebab ada pelajaran tinggi. So that's why we really don't know how to behave with people, like in which way, what time. So that's why. And second thing, yes, alhamdulillah, we are really okay as currently we are staying. We are holding a refugee card, but as unit, Malaysia didn't sign on Convention of 1951. Even though they didn't, the Malaysian government didn't sign on 1951 Convention, but also they are helping to the refugees. They provide places to stay. They provide food to the needy. Always like when anyone is in problem, yes, we know that like education. So like of course regarding the medication. So yeah, it's a quite problem. But we need to think that we need to thankful to the Malaysian people and Malaysian government. At least they provide us a place. Because we being a refugee, we don't have a place. We are not able to stay our own country. We face a lot of problems. We face a lot of difficulties. Even we don't at that moment that we have a place to stay in Malaysia, that means it's really a lot. So thank you so much to the Malaysian people and Malaysian government to help to the refugees in the situation.
Our viewers and listeners tonight will be able to share these heartwarming wishes and heartwarming wishes that you have given us. So, maybe we can go to Mr. Alom again. Mr. Alom, can you hear?
Yeah, I am here.
Okay, Mr. Alom, can you tell us about the current situation in the camp and maybe what are the challenges that you are facing now within this current situation, especially the challenging situation? Can you hear us?
Hello.
Hello?
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Hello.
No, Mr. Alom. Can you
I'm
hear
so
us?
sorry. Your voice is not clear. That's why.
Oh,
Okay, halo,
You know.
halo, betul kan?
Hello. Hello.
Betul ini ya, betul ini, halo.
Hello.
Oh, the line is not that clear. That's why.
so it's okay. So maybe we can just move on to our last question before we wrap up our talk. So, because yeah, we're back with you.
Okay. Sorry. Can you again?
Okay. We can start with Mr. again.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Okay. So, can you some hopes or your hopes or your aspirations or your advice to the current generations or our future generations in regards to refugees?
Okay, please can you repeat the question?
Can you give us your hopes,
I
advices
can give you what
to
advices? Yeah.
current generations or future generations in regards to
Yeah.
refugees?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. If I can send some messages, inshallah. The first message is gonna be to the refugees society. I want to tell them that as an imam, okay, I want to give them advice that they need patience because the situations facing them from God is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And this ibtila just need sabr, need patience, and inshallah they will survive after all because in بعد العسر يسرا, whenever you face any bad situation, inshallah, a little bit more, if you survive, you're gonna face infraj and better, inshallah. So if they just patient and find the solution for
Assalamualaikum. Sekejap ya. Kita masuk balik. Mana ni? Oh, nama dia.
Copy that.
It's okay.
Api itu tadi kan, so sebab tu they told her that you don't have electricity problems in refugee camp. That's why the
By
connection is like
hearing by hearing Malaysian language, I am trying to learn.
Okay.
Hopefully, I can learn from you guys.
Yeah, I'm sorry to our followers and listeners because there's some technical issues happening. So, Mr. Ziad, I'm sorry because our
Yeah,
Instagram videos were cut off
it's okay
when you were
for that. Sure.
speaking. Okay, so maybe we can continue again to our
Yeah,
discussion now. Your hopes and your message.
yeah, yeah. I said as a message for the refugees people that they don't uh, encourage them not to surrender, and they have to find their way. I give an example like Brother Farouk. Uh, he's a refugee, but he never sit in his tent and always waiting for donating donation from others. So I salute you, Brother Farouk. Yeah. And second message, I want to give
Thank
it,
you.
send it for welcome. I want my second message for the rich people. I think it's their golden opportunity now to have good relation with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala by helping those refugees, because those refugees we are responsible about them. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala also make ibtila on us to help those refugees, not to sit and watch them dying slowly. This is my advice with my small experience with refugees life.
Okay, so
Yeah.
inshallah, so hopefully everyone who listens tonight, we can actually open our hearts to the refugees and we can actually accept them. And for those who are capable enough, maybe we can with our dear
Yeah.
support and everything. Okay, inshallah. So
Inshallah.
moving on to
Inshallah.
our panelists, Mr. Faro. So with the same questions, what are your hopes, your aims, your ambitions, and what are your messages to the current generations and also future generation in regards to the refugees in London?
Okay. Throughout the history, the word refugee has been associated with the term of refuge, which is a safe shelter that a person resides in search of protection. Today, refugee is defined as a person who has been forced to leave his home country due to the result of certain race, religion, nationality, or political opinions. So on that subject, so mostly we the youths, we really need to understand. We need to find out the solution. We are the one who can do this. So I would like to request to all my brothers and sisters like around the world, please don't lose your hope. Don't lose your hope. And inshallah, one day there will be something happen, and there will be you will be able to feel your dream. Dream will come true. Remember that word. That's why we need to come forward strongly. We need to teach our youngers. We need to give them a good lesson. We need to train them so that way we'll be able to achieve our goals. Thank you.
Thank you. All the people never give up and please
Yes.
keep on dreaming because dreams inshallah will come true one day. So
Yeah.
if we may before we finish our talk today, maybe Mr. Alom has something to say. Mr. Alom, or your line still not clear?
Yes, yes, I am hearing. You can ask from me.
Oh, okay. So so I think if there's nothing else, so we would like to thank giving our biggest thank you to our panelists. So I guess this will be the end of our discussion. Thank you everyone for joining us tonight. And inshallah, questions. Yes, Mr. Farouk?
Okay, let me share something. So sorry, like it will be 1 or 2 minutes only.
Okay.
So first of all, so I really thanks to Allah, like that Allah has giving me the opportunity to meet with the GPM volunteers with
Mm-hmm.
Fahmi. So actually, like I really know Fahmi since long time. So he's the one person that who really like who's doing hard working to help the neediest people around Yemen, Lebanon, not Malaysia, Bangladesh. So he has visited. He faced a lot of difficulties during his humanitarian work, but he never gave up. So he's one of example for us. So we can
Yes.
through him by watching Amang Fahmi, we can learn a lot of things. So yes, during as earlier I mentioned during fire blast happened and also like some other important emergency times, GPM really like send a lot of relief emergency aids to the neediest people in refugee camp. So inshallah, like we hope that as you are well known that is the large refugee camp. So like you know that when Raya Haji came, actually Idul Adha came. So then like the boys, the children, they always like they keep their eyes on the cows to get some meats, like the so which may make bring their smile. So yeah, we will request to GPM. Inshallah, we hope that our team will be on the ground. So yeah, our team will work together to help the needy. So that's why we would like to make a small request for the Kurban, if GPM will be able to help. And we also like thanks to the donors as well who are donating to the GPM. First, you are the one who is supporting GPM. GPM is the background, Global Peace is the background, that who is sending your donations on the ground. Please do believe, and please don't forget to sadaqah, and please help the neediest people. Inshallah, Allah will give you more, and may Allah give you more effort. Jazakallah khair.
Inshallah.
Assalamu alaikum wa
Allah.
rahmatullah.
Alaikum assalam.
Thank you,
Allah.
everyone. Thank you for the messages. So yes, we hope that thank you for our donors and everyone. Inshallah, later we will bring more benefit to our beneficiaries, and if we may, we will try to help as much people as we could. So I guess inshallah we will bring more information and discussion later in the future. And I guess this is the end. Don't forget to spread the awareness, and don't forget to support the minister. So
Inshallah.
stay safe, stay healthy, everyone.
Thank you.
Assalamualaikum.
Assalamu alaikum. Bye.
Thank you. Bye. Assalamualaikum.
Bye bye.
Assalamu alaikum.